What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. The USA Tour has officially begun for Juventus, taking down Mexican side Chivas yesterday 2-0 in a match that was, we'll get into it. We'll talk a little bit about what we saw from the club there. Did we see some good things? Did we see some bad things? A little bit of everything, if you will. But then, more importantly, it is currently the halftime. I'm sticking with it. It is the halftime of the Juventus Mercado for the summer 2022. There's some more pieces that need to be defined in their futures. Stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofaro. Today, it is Saturday. It's July 23rd, 2022. And of course, I got the rundown. All of the latest Juventus news that you care about each and every day. Before we do anything though, guys, do me a favor. Do me a favor for Juventus, for the channel, for Julian, Alejandro, and myself. Hit that like button. Just go out there right now. Screw your little hand down there, or your mouse, or your clicker, or whatever you got there, and hit that like button. It really helps our channel with the algorithm, and it helps us to continue to grow and bring you more and more fun Juventus content, as well as the free stuff we're doing here with the giveaways that we're doing here on the channel. Make sure you subscribe as well, and then also hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. I think right now is a good time for me to go ahead before we really get into all this stuff to remind you guys the clock is ticking. If you haven't already been entered into it, make sure you are entered into our giveaway for the official Paul Pogba shirt that we are doing here on the channel, the number 10 authentic Juventus Paul Pogba home shirt. We are giving that away to one lucky winner, one lucky subscriber to the channel. How do you win it? Well, first off, you got to make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And then after that, make sure you go on Twitter, tag a friend, and also retweet the tweet. It's pinned at the very top of the Bianconeri Zone Twitter account. So make sure you do all that. And once you've done that, you will be entered in to win the official Paul Pogba shirt. One other thing to go ahead and remind you guys too is if you want to join the member squad, which I know, I gotta do these drops. I gotta do these reads for you guys before we get to the news. Consider joining the member squad. You got a lot of cool stuff out there: loyalty badges, emojis, wallpaper. You get the Discord members chat. But then, most importantly, if you join at the highest tier, the premium level, you get 5 times the opportunity to be entered in. Rather than the one that everybody else gets, you get 5 times the opportunity to win the Paul Pogba shirt. So it's a lot better to go with that. And another benefit of joining the member squad is all of our members get to enter the members prediction league that we are launching as soon as the season starts. We're going to do it for each and every game and everything throughout the season, and we're going to have a tier winning return for our winners of this. And we're first place, you're going to win an official Juventus shirt, whichever one you want, with whatever name you want. There, we'll get that for you. Second place, you get a €50 gift card. And then third place, you get a whole year free membership. So no matter what place you finish in, you get a fantastic gift there at the end. So anyway, consider doing that now, and then we'll get into the news of what we have. All right, let's get into it. The very first news story of the day that we have to talk about is, of course, Rabiot and his situation. Tudo Sports reporting saying that in recent months, Rabiot's manager has actually been working under the radar with PSG for a return on whom there is strong interest from Lyon. Here's when they say his manager, they mean his mom, right? They mean mama. They mean Mama Rabiot, right? Am I wrong there? I feel like it's Mama doing it. Anyway, Rabiot could be key to getting Paredes, as McKennie is currently blocked at Juve by the attacking solution. Also seems latest reports says PSG just didn't really want McKennie. It seems like actually they're not that keen on McKennie, if you will. That's interesting for me. I don't have it in front of me, so I could be wrong on this. Where did Lyon finish? Did they finish in the top 4? Here's the thing. I don't care about League One. I'm not going to even look it up. So that's where we sit right now. If they are a Champions League side team, then maybe there's a possibility there. He can return home to France, and I'm sure he could be happy there. Let's continue, especially when you know, and he's pretty, he gets it. He understands that his time at Juventus is not, his days are numbered. So he can have one more season, or he can go ahead and move on and have a more fruitful future, potentially playing multiple years in the game that he loves. All right. Talking about that, though, we're going to go out to other players in the midfield that could either be going out on loan or what could happen with them. Are they going to stay at Juventus? Well, let's talk about Vella and his future currently. It's unclear. Calcio Mercato reporting saying that Salernitana wants Vella. The Granada's club's idea is to take the midfielder on a dry loan with no right or obligation to buy. An official offer could arrive in the next few days to Juventus, who will evaluate whether to send him to play in a team where he could find more space and continuity or keep him. I I guess this is a good time to go ahead and get into the game that we saw, the match that we saw yesterday with Juventus and playing against Guadalajara, Deportivo Guadalajara. What I will say, there were a lot of things that were to be expected, right? There's still a lot of things that looked pretty similar to what we saw a couple months ago. It's still that team. That team's still there. That's still permeating through the way they play and the way that they were struggling. Obviously, you look at Pogba, you look at Di Maria, and those guys are shining. But like when I say shining, it's just their leaps and bounds. Talent is much better. I was trying to think of another word that sounded better grammatically, but that's what you got. It had a much higher talent level. Their ceiling's much higher than everybody else, and it's obvious, it's clear. So hopefully they'll be able to do some nice things for us. When it comes to the rest of the squad, some interesting choices in the platoons that really Allegri sent out there. I have some disagreements there a little bit with some of the guys. I wish we would have been able to see some other guys do a little bit more out there, especially if you look at that second half team. The second half team was playing at a way, the handicap was there. Let's just say that there was definitely a handicap there. They were struggling a bit to get some things going just because so many youth players. Why am I struggling with the guy's name? Krandig or Krandig? Whatever his name was. I forgot the player's name already. He doesn't need to see it. He just doesn't need to be on a soccer pitch ever again. As far as I'm concerned, that guy doesn't have any future when it comes to playing a high level football game. But when it comes to the rest of the squad, there are some neat ones. Rovella is a guy who stuck out, playing with a lesser squad, playing with worse players. Obviously, you had Fajoli, who looked pretty good in the first half. He was playing, though, alongside Di Maria, Pogba, Locatelli, the starter kind of guys. The second half ones were not that. So Rovella really shining out there and looking leaps and bounds better than a lot of those other guys that he's playing alongside. It speaks, I don't say miles, numbers, whatever you want to say. It speaks a lot for him about how good he could be long term. So I wonder, I want to hold the brakes a little bit on this. We got 2 more games in the preseason before the Juventus have to really make a decision on what to do with players like Rovella. It's so hard because obviously it's not fair to Moretti because he's not here. But like I went from Moretti being my top guy, and now we're switching around with Rovella and Fajoli, maybe leapfrogging him right now just because he's not there. But Rovella looks damn good. He looks really damn good. And he could solve your issues at Regista. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar, but what I'm saying is if you need a Regista, solid guy. He could be that guy. Let's see what he does against a real competition. That's the one thing. Take it with a massive grain of salt. The team they played against yesterday, it's not the same that you're going to see the next 2 games. We'll see. Let's put it on hold. I'm not ready to send Rovella out just yet, but definitely we'll keep an eye on what Juventus makes a move there. I do know he has some value there, and Juve may want to make some money or even just, like I said, send him out for a year if Salernitana really gets the okay from Juventus to do that on just kind of a dry loan format. That's really what I'm saying. Oh, one other thing real quick, and we can go off the Rovella topic. We're off that for now. We're going to move on to the next news story, but can I just get an American question real quick? Where was Weston McKennie? What was going on with him? Does anybody have an update on that situation? I have not got one today as of yet. Did he have a knock? Are we saying that we had a knock, or was he knocking on Devin Pulisic's door? I don't know. But it's really confusing because you're playing in the U.S. tour. You're playing an American tour. You're showing off your Italian team, trying to get new American fans. You got Pogba there. You got Di Maria. You got some big names out there now. Vlahovic didn't play. But my other issue is Weston McKennie, USA player who's really made a name for himself the last, year and a half, 2 years. Now he's a household name for Americans. If he's healthy, if he's good, if there aren't any other extenuating circumstances, he should have been playing at least a few minutes there. Like, USA fans want to see him play, and I know there's a lot of Mexican fans, and there's probably some Juventus fans there, but you have to imagine there's a ton of American fans that came to watch this game and didn't get to see Weston McKennie. Kind of a bit confusing, disappointing a little bit. That's just what I want to throw that out there. Let me know your thoughts. Do you have... Somebody's going to have an answer. Somebody's going to have an answer for me and tell me, well, really, Justin, this is what was going on. Okay, you go ahead and leave that in the comment section down below. All right. Let's move on to the next topic of the day. And that's next, not knit. But anyway, the next topic of the day is my boy Zaniolo. We have an update on his situation. It's a little less gloom and doom, depending on what side of the fence you sit on when it comes to that player. Gazzetta dello Sport are reporting that Juventus have not given up hope for Zaniolo. Although Roma have not yet opened up to the possibility of a swap deal, there have been a few new contacts between the clubs and the agents. They are currently working on a solution that could satisfy both the Bianconeri and Giallorossi. I've been a little bit, like I said, I've not been optimistic. I've not been Mr. Optimistic through a lot of things, but I still feel like Juventus, I feel like, obviously, Zaniolo wants Juve. And I still feel pretty firmly that Juve want him. And I feel like, may not be Arriva Bene, may not be whoever it is. Is it Cherubini? Is it Agnelli himself? There are certain players in this that really want him to be a Juve player for a long time now. And I think if they see their opportunity and they see a way to do it on a beneficial deal, they're going to get it done. So I think this is something that could go out through the entire Mercado until the final days of it. Or it could be done within the next couple of weeks, and we're going to have the bluster that was put out there. It's either Morata or Paredes or Zaniolo. It's not all of them. It's one of them. It's either him or the other guy for one of those situations. We'll see. Let's hold our horses for a little bit. I think Zaniolo will probably, but I think there's a very good chance that he'll still be a part of this Mercado. All right, talking about guys that you want to see out in this Mercado, let's talk about Artur, his situation. Corriere dello Sport reporting that Artur did not leave for the American tour and is expected to leave Juventus in the coming weeks. Arsenal have not made an official offer to the Bianconeri, are interested in him. Watch out for the Gremio hypothesis, even if the Brazilian's dream would be to return to Barcelona. So I don't have a lot to really comment there when it comes to him. There'll be some solution, hopefully, for him. He still is appealing. I understand there's a lot of people who don't like Artur, especially the Juventus fans, don't like what he does. They think that he's, lesser of a player than what they really need. I think there are definitely some teams out there who will still be pretty high on getting him as a player. So I think the opportunities for him are still going to be pretty wide open. All right, let's continue on with the final story of the day, and let's talk about it. Alvaro Morata. What's going on there? Tutto Sports saying that Alvaro Morata remains the top name for Juventus' attack. However, Atletico Madrid at the moment keep their economic demands high, thus preventing the success of the operation. So, again, I think with him, with Zaniolo, these are guys that they can hold out for quite a bit, especially when you have other stories floated out there, Arnautovic, other different ideas, hypotheses, if you will, that Juventus could pursue there in the coming weeks. I think he'll be a guy, again, it seems probably destined that Morata probably will come back to Juventus and be the backup striker, which is a perfect situation for him. I feel like, especially, he always does so much better when he's not starting. He's always a good guy off the bench. And I feel like if he comes in and that's where he kind of fits that role, the vice to Vlahovic, especially if, what we know right now, if you look at Atletico Madrid, the makeup of their team, they have a squad that's fairly loaded. It's like they've done magnificent deals in recent years. What I will say, that those deals being done hopefully is beneficial to Juventus and the Alvaro Morata deal getting done, just because maybe they can really try to grind that price down a little bit more, especially given that nobody else is really interested in him. So something to keep an eye on. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you disagree with this? Would you rather go for another name? Obviously, Arnautovic. And I know this is not the same position. Guys like Kostic or whoever are off the table when it comes to other attackers that Juve could really get right now. That'll do it for today's show. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like I said, make sure you tune in. We are going to be doing these giveaways as well. We are definitely going to be doing watch-alongs for all of these games that are in the preseason. I think the next one is on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's American time. And then if you're looking at Juve time, I believe that is 2 a.m. in the morning. So do your math there. We'll be hanging out, chatting it up, watching the game, having a lot of fun. I had a great time last night. Rocky start, but I had a great time last night joining all of you guys as well. We can have some fun and really hang out and do that. All right, hit the like button. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. If you haven't already, you can follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter. It's right. It'll rotate down here somewhere. You can follow my boy Alejandro Fancello at Alejandro BZ. You can follow Julian Genotti at Genotti151. And, of course, you can follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve. Forza Bianconeri.